Okay. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, tell us a little bit about your company that is now making its way into the Austin market.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, we launched on October 1st, and being good corporate citizens, because we didn't have our TNC permit, we did deliveries only because we're a multi-purpose app. So, in working with the city over the course of the last couple months, we've now got that application. It's complete. It was done on December 4th. Very excited about that, and having a celebratory party tomorrow night at the Cedar Door, which will then add to the other services that we have for Get Me, powered by the on-demand driver network.
And about how long was that application process? I mean, obviously you all have been watching the kind of turbulent nature of what's been going on with TNCs in Austin. So at what point were you like, we want in on this?
We had already planned to come to Austin before any of that. So, I mean, we have a rollout schedule that's very aggressive. We did 4 cities in 84 days, and not slowing down, doing San Antonio on the 14th of January. So it wasn't really about anybody else. We love Uber, we love Lyft. They paved the way for this, on-demand economy, but we're much more than that. So.
But it's tough to ignore what's going on. I mean, 2 companies that theoretically could end up pulling out of this market. So that
Correct.
would put a lot of burden on you all. How are you prepared to handle? I'm sure you've thought about that as a possibility.
I mean, again, we really hope that doesn't happen. I think it's great to have, multiple options. But if that was to happen, we've already thought about it, and we have a plan in place to, make sure that the city of Austin is taken care of.
And what can you tell us about that plan, since it is such a big market and this is the first time that a lot of people are hearing the name of your company?
Well, I can tell you that right now we have about 300 drivers, but because we didn't have the rideshare portion done of all the other services that we offer, we've been kind of slowly moving with that until we got permitted, again, as good citizens, instead of coming into a city, bullying our way in, not listening to the ordinance. So from a perspective of onboarding, we have a plan where we think we can get several thousand drivers on pretty quick.
Okay. And now those 300 drivers are just in Austin, or are they spread throughout your different locations?
Just in Austin. I mean, like in Houston, we have about 1,500. So.
And what do you want people to know when they see this tonight and they're having all these different questions? What is something that you want them to know?
We're here to support Austin. In fact, we are moving our headquarters to Austin. So we've been meeting with the city council, city councilmen, Chamber of Commerce, Economic Development, all those kinds of different organizations and city government, wanting to work with them in all capacity and provide safe rides, which is extremely important for both the driver and the consumer. So.
And you all have made it clear that any regulations that are put into place, you all are going to comply with. So is there any concern on your end? Because I know that others have expressed extreme concerns.
From what's proposed, no. I would say that it's interesting because as safety is very, very important, and talking about other companies saying, hey, we believe in safety, but yet fingerprinting not being part of that, which is a very simple process, which some companies are already doing that in other cities and have been doing that. We don't understand how you can say we want it to be safe, but on the flip side of that, basically we are against fingerprinting.
So their argument that this creates a barrier for drivers who are, say, only part-time, you all don't really buy that argument.
No, not if the process is set up simple and it's not a cost prohibitive for the driver. And in working and talking with folks in the city of Austin, those things are on top of mind for them as well. So we think there's not going to be any issue there.
And do you all do fingerprint as background checks in all the areas that you operate, or just Houston where it's required?
Just Houston where it's required. We've been talking with San Antonio. They have a program going on right now for 9 months. We're getting ready to get our permit there, and they do they're going to do a voluntary process for 9 months and kind of see how that works, and then that'll be part of, again, what Austin's going through right now, whether they're going to adopt that or not.
And with Get Me, I mean, all of the eyes are going to be on you all now, as there has been so much scrutiny and looking into the background of companies like Lyft and Uber in this conversation right now. Are you all prepared for all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. We welcome it. I mean, we're here. Our plan was, again, back in October to be here, but unfortunately the process took a little bit longer, not due to the city, but due to who we were initially introduced to go through the process with, which didn't work out, let's just say, because it was the wrong person. Now that we're working with the city and being good corporate citizens, yes, we are prepared for that. We're excited about it.
Well, good. And is there anything different about Get Me than Uber or Lyft? I'm only using those two companies since they're familiar names now.
So from a rideshare perspective, we have done a little bit different where we create, first of all, when we built the app, we didn't build what we wanted. We talked to drivers and consumers, and one thing that was very apparent with the drivers is they wanted to have a marketplace where they could select what they want to do because they're part of the on-demand economy. So instead of pushing jobs to folks that if they don't accept a certain amount of jobs, they may be taken off the app, or if they get a star rating below 4.7, they may be, their pay may go down. The on-demand go-getter, as we call them, our drivers, they get to select what they want to do. So, for example, because the delivery portion is such a big portion to us, you may find out that you can do 3 deliveries in an hour and make more money than doing 10 rides. So, it's really, it's about letting them figure out what they want to do in the with their hour, and we promote them if they want to work with other companies too, because again, it's about supporting their family.
Right. And did I read correctly that there's different modes of transportation that you all have in terms of if you need a pickup truck or a motorcycle or things?
Yeah, we
things of that
were
nature?
actually in a meeting today, which was quite interesting in Dallas before we came here, and one of the gentlemen that we were talking to had used it over the weekend, where we do have pickups. So if you need large items delivered, he actually needed poinsettias, and so he put in a request. The driver met him there within 3 minutes, and basically delivered those poinsettias,
Right.
his Christmas stuff, whatever. From a courier perspective, we have motorcycles that will be coming on. We've already started talking with these folks. We've actually have some onboarded, but we haven't moved through that process yet. So for couriering and delivering and stuff like that. So yeah, we have multiple different ways that the consumer can use the app, not just for something, as we call it, or somewhere, rides and deliveries.
Great. Now, tomorrow when you all have this launch party, it said that there are going to be some members of city council there, some members of local government. Who are some of the people that others may recognize who will be attending this?
Again, it's if they can get there or not, but some of the names that we know that'll be there is like Councilman Zimmerman, Councilman Kitchen, Councilman Garza, some folks from the economic department, and also Chamber of Commerce, possibly some folks from the mayor's office, including the mayor. We're on the phone with them earlier today, so we'll see if they're able to stop by at short notice, but obviously we'll probably see everybody on Thursday.
Well, great.
So yeah, and then also media, different organizations. We talked to like the folks from South by Southwest today. So just real, safe. I think it was Safe Biker.
Okay.
So everybody that we can basically build that relationship with.
And has anything surprised you about going through this whole process? Anything you weren't expecting?
How welcoming the city and easy it is to work with the city, and having open dialogue about what's right, what's wrong. This is new to all of us. And so being in Austin, as we're all learning, we can find out if things are working or not working. And if we can all sit down at a table, including, hopefully Uber and Lyft, we can work out a process, to your point earlier, to make it seamless for the driver to onboard that is safe for the rider and the driver and is cost effective.
Thank you so much. That answers all my questions. I'm just going to open it back up to you if there's anything else that you want to add.
No, I would just say that we're excited to move our headquarters here. Very excited to do that. We think Austin, from a tech perspective and from a community that's very vibrant, is perfect for our location. And again, how this week goes, we hope it goes very smoothly. Obviously, in seeing some of the press. We'll see what happens. But, you know, we're just excited to be here and add the final portion to our already, you know, our platform that has so much more than just rides.